Hello, welcome to Yoga with Weights. And today we're going to be doing a nice practice with some weights. So I recommend if you have not done this before, to practice this, whether you're doing it live or during a recording without the weight, make sure that your form is down and then bring the weights back in. As you become stronger and more proficient, you are free to increase the weight of the weights that you are using. But I do not recommend anything for what we're doing here really over 10 pounds. So just kind of be mindful of that and what we're doing and how we need to move. But today I'm only going to use 2 5-pound weights for what we're going to do. If you need lighter weights, then or no weights at all, please make those choices as appropriate. And the blocks, I've got them out to remind me to mention them to you. You may not need them at all today. I don't think I really need them at all today. They're just kind of there just to remind and just in case. But if you need them to help you go back into a lunge or something like that, you can have them in. We will use a strap at the end for a nice stretch that you will likely want once we get there. And that being said, finding a nice comfortable seat. You always have some water nearby. And as you settle into your seat, envision the ears, the shoulders, and the hips somewhere in a general alignment vicinity. So it doesn't have to be perfectly in that straight line, but see where you can go in that vicinity. And as you're here, also notice if you can engage that center line. Strong front supports a strong back. So if you need help with that, and you can envision like a corset belt wrapping everything, holding everything up in. If you're getting your favorite pair of jeans out of the dryer, maybe, they're a little tight. You got to kind of draw it up and in a little bit to get them to zip or button. Those kinds of sensations, but nothing too tight. You still want to be able to be here and breathe here and move with ease. And then noticing that breath. As you inhale, maybe expanding that rib cage. And exhaling. And we'll take a couple more here. Good, and big inhale. Let's take the arms up, touching palms together as you bring the hands down to heart center. Creating an intention for your practice. What would you like to give or receive? So we're doing yoga with weights today. So maybe strength is a good intention for you. Whatever that means to you, it doesn't always have to be physical strength. And once you have that set, good, we'll inhale and reach. Just leave the arms right up over top. We're going to get a nice side bend here. So I'm going to take it over to the left, reaching my top arm nice and long over that ear, keeping the right hip grounded. And breathing and expanding. And you can choose to stay here. Maybe it's better if you go a little bit deeper. Oh, that's a nice little stretch. I'm just going to hang out here for a little bit more. You can open up to the back. You can find that C-curve roll. Find it where you need to find it. That might not be the version that I'm doing right now. Good. And then once you're ready, good, we'll come all the way back up. Reach, reach, reach. And we'll take it over to the right. Good. So keep it a little gentle for right now. Watching if your shoulder kind of comes forward, and could you open that back up towards the hips? And then now, as appropriate for your body, you can stay here. You can side bend deeper. This feels lovely to me. You can open it up to the back. You can find that C-curve roll. I'm going to stay right here. I did a lot of back work yesterday, so this feels really lovely. And then I'm going to come back up, reaching up. Good, gentle rotation. Palms are going to come down, rolling the shoulders back as you look behind you. So on your twist, whether you're seated, standing, on your back, what have you, you always want to be able to expand the rib cage. And if you can't, you might be cranking or too deep into your twist. Inhale will lift. We'll move through center, take that to the other side. Arms are going to come down, rolling the shoulders back. And breathing and expanding through that rib cage. And then once ready, we'll lift up and come back to center. Good. Let's continue to prepare the spine. Let's come to all fours. So you can do this one. We're going to come to cat cows. Up on the hands, you can also take forearms here. You can put forearms on blocks if forearms to the floor is too low. But I'm going to spread my fingers nice and wide, rooting through the knuckles of pinky, pointer, and thumb. Knees are going to be about hip width apart. Belly button is in. Inhale. Chest comes forward, pelvis tilts back, nice cow pose. Exhaling round, looking towards the thighs, mad cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Good. And again, inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Good. From here, once you're ready, let's take this into an opposite arm leg balance. So taking the left leg back. Good. Just kind of getting the feel for where you need to be here, letting that left hip drop, maybe lifting a little bit or a lot, but not going higher than the hip, not creating a dip in the back here. And I'm just going to reach. And my belly button is in and I'm still breathing. I'm going to press out of that left shoulder so I'm not hanging there. And then we'll take that down. Good. We'll take that to the other side. Right leg's going to come back. Just kind of get your bearings. Let that right hip drop. Maybe lifting, reaching, pressing out of the right shoulder. Good. And then we'll gently take that down. Good. Come back for a moment. Just decompress the wrist. And we're going to go right into downward facing dog, right into downward facing dog. So if you're a taller person, you can take a half a hand or full hands with forward. I'm still spreading fingers nice and wide. As I shift back and tuck the toes, I'm going to press in and forward into the mat as my knees and hips lift towards the floor. Maybe keep the knees a little soft here for right now. Let the head and neck be free. Elbows can have a little bend in them if they need it. I'm going to turn my elbows more forward so my shoulder girdle is a little bit more supported. And then I'm going to notice my feet. I want to press evenly into big toe and pinky toe mounts. And maybe I start to lengthen. You might want to walk the dog here, bending one knee, lengthening one leg. You might want to lift the heels and lower. Good. Find your breath, find your intention. And then we'll take stillness if we took movement. Inhale, look forward, bend the knees, walk, or step your feet forward to meet your hands. You can bring in blocks here as well if you don't touch the floor very well. Keep the knees a little soft here. Good. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway, nice long back. Exhale, and we'll bow. From here, pressing into the feet, getting into the leg. Long back as we come up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Finding the breath, the mountain, your intention. So we're going to warm up before we bring in the weight. We're going to do 3 sun salutations. 3. I will not be doing a modified one today, but if you know those modifications and need them, go ahead and take them. Big inhale and we'll reach. Exhale and we'll fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale and we'll bow. From here, planing the hands, stepping, or hopping back into a plank. Good. And then maybe you take or skip a flow. If you've got any kind of back pain, I'm going to discourage hopping back into your plank or to the chaturanga. You take care of yourself. From down dog when ready, inhale, look forward, bend the knees, walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, and we'll bow. Inhale, pressing through the feet and the legs. We'll rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, and we'll lift. Exhale, and we'll fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, and we'll bow. From here, planting the hands, step or hop back into your plank. You choose. Take or skip the flow. From downward facing dog, inhale, look forward, bend the knees, walk, step, or hop the feet forward to meet the hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, and we'll bow. Pressing through the feet and the legs, we're going to rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. One more time. Inhale, and we'll lift. Exhale, and we'll fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, and we'll bow. From here, step or hop back into plank. You choose. Take or skip that flow. Good. Finding your downward facing dog. From down dog, inhale, look forward, bend the knees, walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, and we'll bow. Pressing through the feet and the legs, we'll rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. So come back to your attention format. Was it strength? Was it something else? Come back to the breath. Good. And so our first little thing we're going to do with the weights here, we're going to do standing. So I'm going to recommend take your feet a little bit wider, squat to pick up your weights, get into the feet. So you want your legs to do the lifting and the work, not the back. So from here, this is going to be kind of a pull up and a bicep combo. So what this is going to look like here, I'm going to take my feet about hip width apart. Good. My center line of the body is nice and tight and my knees are soft. So belly button in. Good. From here, palms are facing my body. Good. I'm going to pull. Good. Turn the palms up and curl. That's one. Here we go. 2. 3. We're going to try to go to 8 here. 4. And notice if you're doing a jerky movement to lift. Here's 5. That's trying to use momentum to lift. Try not to do that. If you can't lift the weight without doing that, here's 6. Then your weight might be too heavy. Same thing with swinging forward and back. 7. And 8. Good. Now, from here, from the top of my mat, I'm just going to have my weights in my hand. Good. I'm going to bend the knees as I release my weights for a moment. You can use blocks if you need to, hands to the floor. Good. I'm going to step my right foot back. Good. And I'm just going to settle in here for a nice low lunge. And I want a nice long torso here. Good. The belly button is in, your front heel is grounded, knee is over or behind the ankle. Now, from here, we're going to take this into a French press. So this is also a little bit of a balance challenge here, so you can always take this out. But different things for different people. So I'm using 5. I can use 1 5-pound weight, or I can combine those for 10 pounds and do the French press that way. So you just kind of choose where you need to be here with your own weight. Good. So I'm going to take them up. Good. And then from here, I'm just going to bend my elbows. Weights are going to come behind. And here we go. 8, 7, 6, 5. Press all the way through. 4, elbows in. 3, 2, and 1. Good. So I'm just going to gently bring these down. Good. I'm going to lean forward to release my weight. Planting the hands, tucking the back toe, lifting the back knee, front foot steps back. You can take or skip a flow. From the down dog when you're ready, inhale, look forward, bend the knees, walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, little bow. Now really bend the knees on the bow, grab your weight, make the legs work as you come all the way up. We're gonna go through that again. So a second set on the arms, and then we'll get that lunge on the other side and the second set of the tricep. So from here, feet are about hip width inch apart, knees are soft, we're zipped up and in, and here we go. We've got 1, and biceps. 2, 3, 4, halfway there, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Good. So from here, coming to the top of the mat. Good. Once you're ready, good. I'm just going to kind of bend down, release the weights for a moment. I'm going to step the left leg back now, letting that knee come down, and just get set in that nice low lunge. Heel is grounded, knees over behind the ankle. Good. Find your length. Breathe. Return to the intention. And then from here, when you're ready, so again, if it's too much of a balance challenge, just skip this part. Good. I'm going to get into that front heel as I lift up. Try to use the same weight that you used on the other side. Good. So I'm going to go back to my 10s, putting my 2 5s together. Good. I'm going to lift up. Elbows are in. And then here we go. I'm going to press all the way through. 8. Belly button is in nice and strong. 7. Exhale. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. And carefully take that down. We'll come forward to release the weight. Good. Plant the hands, tuck the back toe, lift the back knee, front foot steps back. You choose. Take or skip a flow. Feeling stronger already. Coming back to your good down dog form. And remember that the set numbers I give you are suggestions. So if you can only do maybe 2 or 3 in your best form, it's better that you stop after the 2 or 3 in your best form, other than plowing through the rest in bad form. From your down dog, inhale, look forward, bend the knees, walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, little bow. So while you're here, good. So bend these in the knees, grab your weights, press through the legs, long back as we come up. Good. And finding that nice mountain pose here. So we're going to go into a sun salute B, and we're only going to use weights in the beginning. We're not going to use throughout that actual series. But for here, this is going to be some squats, okay, before we settle into our chair. So my feet are going to be hip width apart here, and you can hold your weights to the side. Some people like them up here, depending on if you're using heavier weights or not. Just kind of be mindful as to where it's best for you. And then from here, I'm just going to kind of sit back into the chair. Good. Now pressing through the heels and the glutes. I'm going to come up. There's 1, 2, back stays long. 3, squeeze the glute on the lift. 4, 5, no need to take the hips lower than the knees. 6, 7, and 8. Now, find your squat here, maybe letting go of your weight. Find your chair. Arms can go anywhere that's appropriate for them. Find your breath. Inhale, exhale, and we'll fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, and we'll bow. From here, step or hop back to plank, you choose. Take or skip a flow. From your nice down dog when you're ready, the left leg's gonna lift 3 points. I'm gonna bend that left knee, come forward, step or pick up and put that foot forward between the hands. Good. So be mindful of your body here. Some people don't do well in the warrior 1 position. So if a high crescent is better for you, stay there. Those of you where warrior 1 is okay, hip, knee, and toe will turn out. It might be heel to heel. It might be heel to arch. The leg might be out just a little bit wider. Find what works for you. Pressing into that front heel, coming up, finding your warrior 1. Arms can be up. It's a little bit less intense if they're the side. It's even lesser intense if they're straight down. Find what works for your body right now. Front hip will come back. Finding your good breath. Big inhale, exhale. Really use that core as you take a nice, slow, controlled descent to the floor, planting the hands, swiveling up the back foot, front foot steps back, take or skip a floor. Good. From here, right leg's gonna lift 3 points, bending that knee, shifting forward, stepping or picking up and putting that foot forward between the hands. Good. You choose the high crescent or warrior prep in the back, and then pressing into that front heel. We'll come up and find your stance. Arms are down, they're to the side, they're up. Find what works for your body. Breathe and expand. And once you're ready, again, using those core muscles to control that descent. As you come forward, good. Hands are going to come to the floor. Swivel up the back foot, front foot steps back. Take or skip a flow. And then once you're ready, good. Inhale, look forward, bend the knees, walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale and bow. Put a bend in the knees and the bow. Grab your weight. Nice long back. Make the legs work. We'll come all the way up, rolling the shoulders back. Good. We're going to move through that again. We'll change things up a little bit. So instead of the warrior 1, we'll come into a warrior 2. So from here, good. Coming back into those squats. Here's 8. Good. Sit back into the heels. Long back. We've got 1, 2, 3. Hips, knees, and toes are tracking in that alignment. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Good. Now, have a little squat. Squat down where you can safely release your weight. Find your chair. Arms can be anywhere that's comfortable for your shoulders. Breathe and expand. Inhale, exhale, and we'll bow. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale to fold. From here, planting the hands. Step or hop back to plank. You choose. Take or skip a flow. Once you're ready, from the down dog, left leg's going to lift 3-point, bending that knee, shifting forward, stepping or picking up and putting that foot forward between the hands. Again, you can choose crescent, you can choose warrior 1, or you can choose a warrior 2. When you're ready, good. Now from here, my front hip's going to come back. That's going to help that front knee track a little bit better. And then try not to move the hips as I just take my chest open, finding your warrior 2. Good. Into that front heel. Inhale. Exhale. We'll take that down. Swivel up the back foot. Front foot steps back. You choose. Take or skip a flow. No apologies here while we go to the other side. You'll see my backside, not my face. Good. Inhale, right leg lift 3-point. Bending that knee. Good. As you come forward, step or pick up and put that right foot forward between the hands. High lunge, warrior 1 or warrior 2. Good. Front hip is going to come back so that knee tracks towards pinky toe. Good. Chest opens to the side without shifting the hips. Breathe. You can lengthen that leg at any time, that front leg. And inhale. Exhale. We'll cartwheel that down. Good. Swivel up the back foot. Front foot steps back. You choose. Take or skip a flow. I think I'm going to skip this one. Okay. And once you're ready, from down dog, inhale, look forward, bend the knees, walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway, pressing through the legs and the feet. Exhale and bow, putting a bend in the knees, grabbing your weights, pressing into the feet and the legs. Nice long back as you come up. And then coming back to your mountain pose. Okay, so from here, we're going to take this into a curtsy squat. A curtsy squat. If you've never done a curtsy squat before, you can have your weights to the side. I'm going to put my weights up here and hold on. People don't have to do that. And basically, you're just going to curtsy with that squat. How deep you go depends on your own body, your own hips, your own knees. You can do it a little bit slower than what I'm probably going to do. But just know that we're going to do about 8 of these. Okay. No, let's do 10. So it's going to be 10 total. So I'm just going to count to 10. Okay. So 5 on each side. So once you're ready, having your weight set, if you're going to use them. And when you're ready, good. I'm going to take my left leg behind. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. From here, I'm going to take my legs wide. I'm going to remove my weights from my shoulders here. Hips, knees, and toes are going to track forward. And I'm going to let these kind of give me just a little bit of resistance to resist as I come down here. So make sure that your feet and legs are in good order here. Zipping up that front body. Big inhale, exhale. Kind of coming down nice and slow. You can leave your weights right there. Good. Hands can come to the floor. Good. Nice long back. And then you can choose where you go here. So I'm going to walk my hands forward and shift the hips back. You might choose to take the hands to the outside of the shins or yogi toe here. Find where it feels good to you right now. Pressing through the outer edges of the feet. Keeping some length here in the torso. And maybe letting the head shake yes. Maybe letting it shake no. Good. So from here, I'm going to come back up. Good. I'm going to take my hands back under the shoulders. Good. With a little bit of a bend in the knee, pressing through the outer edges of the feet, you can come up, or if you need to walk your hands up your legs, you can do that as well. Good. Sunrise flow, hip, knees, and toes are going to turn out away from the body. Good. Big inhale and exhale. Good. So again, another one, hips don't go lower than the knees. My hips and knees are tracking, so I want my knees to go towards the pinky toe. Take a wider stance and see if that helps you keep your knees away from falling inward, which is this motion. We don't want that. Pressing out. Good. So just taking a breath. Good. Taking a moment, returning to your intention. Strength, or whatever it is that you chose. And we'll come all the way back up. Good. Now from here, I'm going to heel toe everything in. Good. We're going to squat to pick up our weight. Good. Pressing through the feet and the legs as we come back. We're going to do another set of the curtsy squat. So holding your weights to the side, we're up on the shoulders here. Good. We're going to start in the opposite direction now, if memory serves. So from here, when you're ready, good. My right leg's going to come behind the left. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Okay. From here, when you're ready, we're going to squat to release these weights. Good. And then pressing through the legs, coming back up. We're going to go into a balance challenge here. So from here, and you can always hold on to a wall or a piece of furniture, whatever it is you have. Starting with the left leg, hip, knee, and toe are going to track. We've got our core engagement online, and different people, different things. So start simple and then work up to the complex. So maybe it's right here. So if you're really wobbly here with just a little bit of a lift, please do not move on to more advanced complex things. It does not get easier or less wobbly. And you can be here. Arms can be anywhere you would like them to be. I'm going to take this into a twist. So I'm going to take my left hand to my right thigh and then twist and look to my right. Pressing tall out of that left heel. And then coming back to center and release. Good. Shake out that left leg. We're going to do that all on the other side. So right leg, hip, knee, and toe track forward. Find your core muscles. Good. Maybe it's a little bit. Maybe it's a little bit more. Stopping anywhere along the way. Arms can be anywhere that feels good to you. You're going to take the twist with me. It's going to be the right hand on the outside of that left thigh. And then gently twisting to the left. Pressing into that right heel to avoid hanging in the right hip. And then coming back to center and taking that down and shaking that out. Good. We're going to come down to the floor. So from the top of your mat, big inhale and we reach. Exhale and we'll fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale and we'll bow. From here, plant the hands. Step or hop back to plank. You choose. Take or skip the last flow of this class. Once you've made it to your down dog, you can drop the knees. We're going to find a little child's pose here. Knees can be together as wide as the mat or somewhere in between. You can let your arms come long in front of you. Hands can come back by the ankles. Do what feels good. Maybe one more time. Well, maybe not one more time, but another time. Coming back to your intention. Maybe your intention has changed. And then from here, once you're ready, hands under the shoulders, and we'll come up and we'll find a seat. Good. Now, for right now, I'm going to keep these close. We're going to use them again when we come onto our back. We're not going to use them so much right now. So from here, we're going to come to a seated twist. So I'm going to give you options for that. You can be basic, crisscross applesauce, or follow me, taking left leg forward. Good. Right knee's going to come in. You can be here. You can cross it over, finding a nice tall spine. Good. And I'm going to kind of wrap my right arm around here, and then I'm going to twist to the left. Okay. Now, those of you that are a little bit more twisty in the spine, maybe that arm can be on the inside here, as long as you're not causing a crank to happen. And then we will release and come back. We'll take that to the other side. Try to do it the same way to the other side that you just did. Good. And then once you're ready, good. Finding your length, finding your twist. Again, you've got that little bonus here. Breathing. And then once you're ready, good, we'll come back to center. So from here, we're going to come to cow face. So that's going to be, or it's a cow face eagle combo. So cow face legs, eagle arms. So I'm going to start by taking my left leg here as base, and my right leg is going to cross over top. Now, if this is not accessible to you, crisscross applesauce might be a good option. Let's kind of be mindful. My knees are closed, but they're not in a perfect alignment here. So again, do what you can do. Don't force anything. Arms are out. My right leg is on top, so I'm going to take my right arm on top. Good. And then you can hug yourself or you can wrap. Lifting up and down. Sitting nice and tall here as best as you can. Breathing. Returning to intention. And then from here, once you're ready, good. We'll gently undo. Good. And undo those legs. So you can shake them out. Good. And we'll take that to the other side. So now the leg that you had on top is going to be the leg that you have on bottom. So for me, that's going to be my right. Left leg's going to come on top here. Again, so I'm tighter on one side than the other. So they're even farther apart here on this side than they are on the other side. But that's okay. Sides are different. Good. Arms out. It's going to be left arm on top, right arm on bottom. You can hug yourself or wrap. So what does strength mean to you? So my tattoo on my forearm is of a phoenix. So phoenixes always kind of rise from the ashes, if you will, and are reborn. So every time that happens to me, every time I fall, I always rise up out of the ashes. I'm stronger, I'm better. And so my phoenix is a great symbol of that for me. Now from here, once you're ready, good, we'll undo. Good, and shake that out. All right, so we're gonna go into a little bit of core work here. And what this is gonna look like here for this first part, we're gonna take this both sides, is we're gonna do a side bend, and then we're going to do a little bit of ab, elbow to knee work. So from here, I've got my left hand behind my head, my right arm is out to the side, good big inhale. I'm just gonna go here and up. Now, you might have a smaller range of motion than me, but that's okay. You do what you can do. And one more time. Good. Now from here, I'll show this from a side angle. I'm gonna come here, good. And as I twist right to left, it's gonna look like this, okay? Now, if that's too much, you can put a hand down, you can put both hands down and still rotate and get that lovely core work. Just kind of find yours, tap into that center line of engagement. And then once you're ready, let's fold, long back or round back, depending on what's good for you, what you need. When you're ready, we're gonna take that to the other side. So now my right hand is gonna come behind my head, left arm's out, and here we go. I like to exhale on my up, inhale on my down. But if that's not a good breathing pattern for you, as long as you're breathing, then it's all good. Good. And then from here, good. We'll do elbow to knee again. So taking where you need to do. Do you need both hands? Do you need one hand? Are you no hands? Hands behind the head. So this time it's going to be the left going to the right. And when you're ready, here we go. One, long back. I'd like to really exhale as that knee comes in. Taking that down, find your forward fold. So from here, as we begin to start to make our way onto our back, make sure your weights are handy. Make sure your strap is handy. We're going to come down here. Good. Now this bridge that we're going to do is not going to have weight, but the chest work we're going to do will. So from here, I'm going to keep this pretty basic. Hip, knees, and toes are tracking. I'm going to roll my shoulders back, pressing hands, arms, shoulders, and feet into the mat. I'm just going to press up and lift. Okay. Hopefully it gives you a nice little stretchy through here too. Breathing. And then from here, we'll come back down. Good. Knees into the chest. Rock, 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 side to side. Good. And then we'll grab your weight. So this one is going to be a chest press fly combo. Chest press fly combo. So my knees are going to be bent here. If you want a little bit more core work, you can be tabletop or legs straight up. Just kind of find it where you need to find it. So from here, my elbows are out, my palms are facing my feet, and my weights are pointed towards the ceiling. So here's my chest press. I'm going to chest press and come down. I'm going to come to hover. Now, my palms are going to face each other. Good. I'm going to close. There's my fly. Good. Chest press and fly. Press, fly. You got to change the direction of your hands here. Press, fly, press, fly, press, fly, press, and fly. Now, stay with the fly. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Stay with the press. Palms are facing your feet. Here's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Good. And just bend those elbows as you come down, putting those weights to the side. Grab your strap. I'm going to put my right foot in the strap first. Good. And then if it would feel good, depending on, just how you feel, you can make some little circles here. Your belly button's in, you're going to kind of make it into some core work here too. Just reverse. This wasn't originally part of my plan, but just felt like I should do it. Good. And then from here, coming up, reach it up, upper body stays grounded, micro bend at that knee. The other knee can be bent or extended long, depending on how you feel. Breathing. Remember, when you work with weights, your stretch is just as important as the weight and the strength building that you're trying to create. I've got some bodybuilders that come into my yoga classes at the YMCA. Good release here. Both pieces of strap into the right hand. Both hips stay grounded. Take that right leg out to the right. They could probably bench press 2 or 3 of me in weight, but they can't hold up their own weight in a plank because they don't stretch and their muscles are so tight in the chest, in the chest and the shoulders. And so always, always take your time to stretch. We're going to get our shoulder stretches here when we come up out of Shavasana. So you'll want to stay for that. And we'll come back up. Good. Switching sides. Not arcing over, wiggling over, wiggle around. Now, if you would like to take this over into a full spinal twist, I need to kind of scoot out a little bit for me, then you're welcome to do so, as long as you can keep that leg in line with the hip. Don't let it flop on the floor. We'll come back up. Good. We will do a midair switcheroo here. So just like the other side, good. Maybe there's some little circles here. Using your core muscles to control it, keeping the hips grounded. Sneaky core work, as I like to call it. And maybe reverse. Good. And we'll come up. Good. Find your hamstring stretch on the side. Upper body is grounded. Left knee has a micro bend in it. Right knee can be bent or extended long, whatever feels good for your body. And we'll release. Good. Both pieces of strap into the left hand. Belly's in, hips stay grounded, wiggle around. Find it where it feels good to you. And we'll come back up. Good. We'll arc over, wiggle around. This is my tighter side today. I still feel it. So you're welcome to stay here. And again, just like the other side, if you want to take this into a twist, keeping the foot at the same height as the hip, you can do that. And from here, once you're ready, we'll come back up. You can remove the foot from the strap, knees into the chest. Good. Short Savasana from here. So you can let everything come long and flop open. If you have a back that doesn't like that, you can put a bend in the knees, rolling shoulders around here. And find it, we need to find it. And then see where you can be without fidgeting for a few short moments, returning to your intention, strength, or whatever it is that you chose. And taking some deeper breaths, knowing that you can stay here for as long as you want. And you can choose to invite movement of the fingers and the toes, maybe a gentle head and neck to the side. And choosing stillness, bringing knees into the chest, choosing to keep the upper body down, or maybe lift it up for a full body hug. And choosing stillness, or maybe reaching long, finding that nice full body stretch from fingertips to the toes. And then once you're ready, bending in both knees, rolling over to your right or left side, taking all the time that you need here. And we'll come up to a seat. As we come up to that tall seat, let's get into the chest and the shoulders a little bit from a stretch. Just take your arms up to the side. Palms are up towards the ceiling. Good. Notice how that feels for a moment. Good. And then just turn the palms behind you. Be a nice, lovely little stretch there. Good. Palms turning up, bringing the arms up, hands touch together, bend the elbows, hands behind you. Little tricep stretch here. And taking this up. Good. Taking hands forward, reach, maybe round. And separating the shoulder blades is what you're trying to do here. Good. And then taking your hands right above the hips, sitting nice and tall, just press the elbows back, getting a nice stretch there. And last time, big inhale and we'll reach, taking palms up overhead. As you bring those hands together and start to bring them down, stop the thumbs at the forehead for good and true thoughts. The lips for good and kind words. Into the heart for open and loving heart. Knowing no effort on this mat is ever wasted. No gain is ever reversed. May you be safe. May you stay well. May you always find strength, whether that's physical, mental, emotional strength, whatever strength you need in your daily life. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.